Right. So in this chapter 3, we learn the basic elements of Java. Okay. So the topics here are Java tokens, keywords, and identifiers. We'll also learn what is data type, different types of data types. Okay. And variables, definition of variables, the rules of writing variables, and string class, definition of string class, and we'll have some example programs and task at the end of the session. Right. So let's see what is Java tokens. uh, Tokens are smallest individual units of in the program, like keywords, identifiers, constants, operators are examples of tokens. Right. It's like words. In English we learn the grammars, right? You have words, symbols, to express the for expressions, for communications, right? So to build a program is made up of some tokens. Okay, some which has some meaning in the program, like you see, public, static, void, system, out, print, double quotes, single quotes, symbols, plus symbols, right? Dot symbols, all these are called tokens, which has some identifications, which has some meaning in the program, which makes the program, which makes the programs, right? Every language has their own tokens. So Java tokens are units of the programs, right? They are the individual small parts of the program which has some meanings, like they are called keywords, they are identifiers, constants, numbers, right? Symbols, numbers, okay, operators, alamat, symbols like addition, subtractions, less than, greater than, whatever you see in the keyboards, are the examples of tokens, right? So let's see this one here. What are the tokens? Different types of tokens. One is keywords. What is keywords? Keywords are also known as reserved words. Reserved words means these are already created, defined in the and already the meaning of these keywords are already known to the compiler. Compiler knows, which is already created, defined, predefined. They are called predefined, which is defined by the while the development of Java compiler. Compiler knows of the definitions, the meaning of these keywords. Like you see here, public, static, wide, right? So these are all string, the system. These are all keywords. So they are already defined. We cannot change. We just use these keywords. We have to use these keywords into our program to make the programs. So these are reserved words. Like reserve means already created and reserved for special purpose, right? So and they are mostly used for namings, right? And they cannot be used for like variable names, constants, and class methods, right? So we don't, this is very very important point here. These words, keywords, cannot be used as names of variable, constants, class, or methods. They are having some special purpose. Their meaning is for special purpose. They are designed for special purpose. That's why it's special predefined meaning. Okay, so these are the words. There are many, numerous, thousands of keywords available. These are the examples you can see here, right? So you will see these some examples over here. We'll learn this example slowly, right? Not all here, right? You can see here void. We use the void here. Okay, we use more anything we so far we did here. Package, we see package here. Okay, we have seen this static here, right? We see the public. Okay, so we have seen this so far here. So let's see, more keywords are reserved words are same, which has special meaning, which is already known to the compiler, Java compiler. So these cannot be used for other variables, constants, class, methods. Okay, so let's see what is a identifier. What is another one is identifier. Identifier is used to identify the element in the Java program. What is element here? Tokens, mostly tokens, names, right? Anything like you can see here in the program we have seen here. So this is a demo. This is one token, or this is one identifier. Means if like example here, if I write demo 2, it throws an error, means it is not identified, it is not identified. Clear? So it means a token, a reserved words, a words, a name which is writing in the programs, those things should be identified, right, which has some meaning to the compiler. Should understand these things, right? Like every student has their ID number, so ID number is used to identify the student. Similarly, this class name is to identify it is as a class name, right? Now, because it's still different names, that's why it's showing error, otherwise it's perfect. Okay, so that's one thing here. So this is one here. So here, here, so identifier mostly is used to identify, these tokens are used to for naming things, naming the things like class name, method name, variable name. Okay, which are appear in the like class name. I can say demo, class name is demo. If I write demo 2, demo 3, it gives error. If you add space, it gives error, right? So because it doesn't identify. An identifier consists of letters, digits, underscore, and dollar signature, and must begin with letter. Must begin with letter, underscore, and the dollar sign. Means it is a collection of characters, like your name, right? Your name is an identifier which has some identity. So we can also include underscore symbol also. We can include dollar symbol also. Okay, we can include begin with underscore and dollar with your name. No issue in the Java. In some compiler will accept that as an identifier. Hope everyone understand this one. So identifier used to identify the program. Now the most important topic is data types, right? So data types are used to specify the type of data that a variable hold, right? So what is variable? Variable is simply a quantity. We'll see variable next session, next topic. But the identifier data type is to specify the type of data. See the data type, type of data here. What is data actually? Data is a raw facts. It may be which is taken by the input from the user, right? It may be a different forms, like it has which is no meaning at all, like it takes data in the form of text data. It may be a word, data. It may be a, like image file, it may be video, audio, right? It may be any type of object, type of any object type. So data type used to specify. Now in this Java used to specify what type of data a program consists. Okay, what type of data a program is holding. So that is data type. So mostly you see there are two types of data types in Java. It is classified into two types. First one is primitive data type, and next is non-primitive data types. Okay, so what is primitive? Primitive means basics, basic data type, fundamental data types. Okay, a standard built-in built-in data type, standard, intrinsic, built-in data. There are different names here. You can say primitive, primary, you can say. So these can be further classified into four groups, right? So these are very, very important here. The first one is integer data type. So this is what we are using, always integer here, mostly integer data type. Second is floating point or real number data type. Third is character data type, and fourth one is Boolean data types. Besides, we have many other data types also, right? This is, but they are basics, basics of primitive data types which are useful in our for building a simple Java programs. So let's see what is integer data types. So they are, again, integer data types has four data types: byte, short, int, long. Now these are called keywords. They are keywords. They are reserved words. They are identifiers. They are tokens. So these are byte, short, integer. It deals with integer numbers. Integer are number without a decimal point. For example, if you want to write any number, okay, that without any point, without nukta, that is called integer number. That it is called integer. So it may be a byte, it may be a short, it may be int, it may be a long, right? So moreover, in our practice we do always use int. We always use int. That's why I colored it with red color. Okay, so if you want to use any number, if you want to use any number, you have to specify int. You have to specify int. or long or byte or short, but moreover we focus on integer only for, okay, for simple programs. So we'll see what about in more in details. But mostly it deals with an integer number, fixed numbers, a number with fixed, okay, constants like any number 2 3 3 4 1 2 6 minus plus, okay, without a point, without nokta. That is called integer numbers. So those integer data types, they are called integer data types here. For example, you say, how many computers you have in your home. So you will say 3, 2, 5. You have some numbers, right? So that type of data is called integer. Means how many courses you register. I register 6 courses. 6 is a number, integer. This is a integer. Clear? So that's integer number. The next type of data type is floating point or real numbers. So there are two data types for this one: float or double. Float or double. So we're using double. Mostly we'll use double here. So it deals with decimal with points. Decimal with points means it is a number decimal with points. Means like any numbers. Like you see, there is a point here: 454.34. 976.66676 minus, then there should be a point, or point zero also. That there should be a provision of point here: 3.33, 3.0. Okay, any number with decimal point is called a floating point or real data type. Real data type are mostly represented by their float or double. What is the difference? We'll see later on. Okay, so either you use float or double. By default, compiler will use double. Okay, so that's one thing here. Example, for example, you can say, what is your GPA? Your GPA may be 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. There should be a point, right? Okay, that's so I can say, what is the price of the car? The ar price is 60,500 real, 0.50 real, 50 halala, like halala is there, right? So what is the price of the computer? Like, so the halala will come and the points will come here. That is represented by a float or double data type. Okay, another kind of data type is, third is characters. Characters are used to represent a single character. Single, remember, we very very important here to represent any single value. It may be a number, it may be a digit, it may be a symbol, it may be a letter, it may be a word, anything, but should be a single. You see here a letter, single letter enclosed in single quotes, must be single quote. This one single quote, double quotes, single quotes. One is a, it's not a number, actually it's a character. Now when you enclose in single quotes, it is a, become a character, although it looks like a number, but it is a character. So it is a symbol, single quotes. And here empty, fuzzy, empty character, and it's also a character. All are characters because they are enclosed in single character, single quotes. They are enclosed in single quotes there. And only one data type is called char. One data type is char. The last one is boolean. Now boolean data type is used to represent the state of the variable, that either true or false. Want to see um, the state, the condition, the status, right? True or false. So it is string literals. They are called string literals, and it has a value either true or either false. For example, to see the state, like you see yeah, traffic control signals, right? Say it may be a red or green or orange, yellow maybe, right? So it may be yellow or green or red. It may be any one state, right? It will be a one state, not be, it will not show both red and green at the same time, right? So it may be one state, so that it will show the state of the data. It may be a true or false, right? So that's one thing here. Maybe a true means assume like a one, false means like a zero, but it's true means true, false is false. So that kind of data it will show here. Means mostly it is used to represent the conditions, right? Conditions, true condition, false conditions. So that's a boolean here. So it has one data type, boolean. Boolean is boolean. Okay, so let me write it here. See here. Okay, so it's not capital B, it's a small b. All reserved words are small letters, remember. All are small letters. Okay, so that's one thing here. All reserved words are data types must be in small letter. Writing in capital letters throws an error, so this point must be written in the book. Okay, all reserved words are in small letters. See here, all I will show you here. These are all small letters. This is also, see here is character, double, int, right? So you float, false. So these are all small letters. This is what we learn here, right? So these are all tokens. Tokens must be in small letters. Building blocks are small letters. So these are our primitive data types. Data types are used to define the type of data a variable consists. Now let's show you one simple example here with understanding this data type here. Let's see that if a size is, what is the size here? The size in default size and size in bits and bytes. So let's, if you assume, take integer data type, it has 32 bits, which is equal to 4 bytes, right? 8 bits equal to 1 byte. Okay. So what is the default value? If you don't give any value, what is the default value? 0. All int, long, short, byte, these are all comes under same category of integer. Int, long, short, byte, same category. The size is different, the different in size. If you take long, it is 64-bit data. I mean, it take more numbers, some millions of numbers it takes, right? So it 4 bytes, sorry, 8 bits, 8 bytes. Short 16, 2 bytes. A byte, 1 byte, but it's 8 bits. So all default values of integer is 0. Now float and double, 0.0 default value, and the size is, see the differences, right? So mostly we use integer in integer type. In real and double, we use double here. Character 16 bits, 2 bytes, empty, this empty to use to represent. Means the default value is empty. Boolean, 8 bits, 1 byte, and false. By default value is false. I can ask in the question, in the examination, I can ask the question, what is the default value of double? Should be 0.0. What is the default value of integer? 0. What is the default value of boolean? False. What is the default value of character? Empty. Right? So you should know this default values, everything which is useful in the programming. So let's see non-primitive, another type of data types here. So these are called built-in primitive. I mean, like here, created one. Okay, these are built on mostly based on the primitive they created this one, like string. We see string, class, array, interface, system. So mostly we use this one, string and system we use, right? Already we use system dot out of printer. This is also a non-primitive data type which is created based on the existing primitive data type. Just remember these names enough: string, system, non-primitive, right? So these are the things. Now let's see one example based on this primitive data types. That's very important to understand this one here. Like here, for example, if you take a class called student, right? The student is a class, right? The student has a data. Every student has data. If you take student as an object, right? So you have a data here. As I told you, the Java is follows the object oriented paradigm, right? So it assumes everything is an object, right? So if you take a student as a class, student as an object, right? So it has some data and methods, now let's see what type of data it has. The type of data a student consists, right? So here it has a different types of data. For example, student name. Student name is a group of characters, right? Name, example, Abdullah. ABDULLAH, Abdullah. A is character, B character, means group of characters. This group of character is a string, data type. Is a string data type. Very simple. You need to use the name. If you say name, you have to use string. Very simple. And now if I say student ID, id is a data, right? So id is a number, right? So use integer. You have to use integer or long if it is very big number. So use integer, right? So next, if I say student marks, darjat, means marks, maybe a 0.5 marks, 0.2 marks also, right? So use double. You have to use double. See the type of data you want to use. For that one, you have to use associated data type. Now I say, for example, grade. For example, A grade, B grade, C grade. Use character. Simple, right? A plus doesn't, it will not go with A plus because plus is there. It will be only one character only to use. Okay, like this. Again, boolean, pass, fail. Student is pass or fail. Okay, so use either true or false. So you use boolean, right? So based on the type of data, okay, you have to specify the data type here mostly. So data type used to specify the type of data a object consists. An object Consist, mostly consists in the variable. Where does it store? In the variable. It is stored under the variable name. Okay, so we'll see what is variable. So what is variable here? In generally in English, we say a variable is a quantity which keep changing, right? So that's a variable. The value, a variable consists keep changing. That's why it's called variable here. So how does it define here in Java? There are many, I mean, not in Java programming. So it is has many definitions, and I can say here it is quantity which can be changed during the program execution, which holds some value. So variables are identifiers and are as follows Java rules. Okay, which follow Java rules. This is not necessary. See, right? So that means variables are identifiers are which follows Java rules. Some Java rules has to be followed by variables because it is an identifier. Means since it is an identifier, what is the rules here? It is already given here. The rules you see here. Identifier consists letters, digits, underscore, and dollar sign, and must begin with letters, underscore, or dollar sign. So these are the rules here. Okay. So identifier are the tokens used for naming things like variables here, right? So our methods, okay, our methods mostly. So what are the rules are here for writing the variables, right? So before I proceed variables, I want to give more information. A variable like variables like a memory, it holds some value, right? A like a container, like a some bag which has some value, right? You go to shopping cart, you see the shopping cart is a variable, means you can add something into that, right? That's it's a variable here. So you can change that shopping cart, right? So that's a variable here which holds some values. So how to use these variables in your programs? We have some rules, we have to follow some rules, Java rules. So mostly programming rules we have, or programs has their own set rules for writing the variables. So let's see this variables, and remember this student, these 6 rules are your program now. So we'll see all these 6 rules in the program, and this is your chapter 2. Mostly this is data type and variable is your chapter 2. So if you understand these two, your chapter, I mean sorry, chapter 3. So if you understand this one, your chapter 3 understand, you understand the basics of this programming. Now you have to understand these data types and variables, right? So let's see, variable, I will explain you each and one line with the help of programs later on. Well, let's go with theoretical here. So variable must begin with the letter. Okay, it's a name, right? It's a name. Variable is a name. So it's an identifier. It must begin with a letter or dollar symbol or an underscore followed by a sequence of letters. See the example here, like first, pay rate, counter one, dollar amount, hello. These are all valid identifiers, valid variable names. Correct. There is no mistake here. You can use this name as variable name, class name also you can use this. Same rules. Method name. You can use this variable names without any problem. So it may be a begin with dollar or hello. So this is a condition. This is a rule. So it has some, either it start with letters or maybe a dollar symbol or maybe underscore. No problem. It is a valid identifier. It's a valid variable name. Okay. We cannot. It cannot be start with digit. Okay. So like, variable names must be unique. Second thing, must be unique means you cannot use same variable name 2 times in the same program, right? 2 times you cannot use the same name. Example, like your ID number in a class, ID number should be unique, right? It cannot be repeated for the same student has the same, 2 student has the same ID number, not possible, right? So it gives an error. System will not recognize which a student is accessing the data. Okay, so variable, similarly variable names must be unique, should be unique, should not be the same for all within the same program. That's one thing. We'll see this in an example also. There should be no space between any 2 characters or identifiers. So don't put, like example, pay rate, there is a space here. Can you observe here? There is a space. Should not be space. If you add space, it gives error, invalid. Whereas pay rate is valid. This is Don't add space between the word, between the characters. Do not add space. No space is allowed. Very clear. Example, your name Abdullah, AB space UL space LLAH. It's not a valid, right? Should be one word, kalima, one kalima, like so, like this. Keywords cannot be used as for variable names. Also very important. Means like you have some keywords. Like example, we have seen the keywords here. Keywords we cannot use as variable names, although they have start with letter nothing. They have some special meaning. They have some special predefined meaning, right? The compiler has different meaning for this one. We cannot use as a variable name. We cannot use as a variable name these keywords. If you try to use it, the compiler throws an error. Simple. We'll show this example. Okay, no need to worry. This one. The next fifth case is Java is case sensitive. So upper and lower letters are distinct. Distinct means different. मुख्तलिफ. Java is case sensitive means small letter and capital letter are different, not same. Example, A is not same as capital. Small a is not same as capital A, uppercase or lowercase. Right? They are different. They are different. If you are using capital A, is different than small a. Small a has different value. Capital A has different value means different. They are different. They are not same. They are not same. Java is case sensitive. Okay. Both values are different. Variable must be declared before it is used, right? So you must declare. This one will show you with the help of example. You must declare first. You should know. See, in the algorithm we said declare variables. Declare variables that must be declared first before you can use it. So I will explain this with the help of examples. So beside this, we'll see some illegal variables which are not, should not write, even though it looks like a valid, but are illegal. Like here, employee salary. But the problem here, there can be no space between employee and salary. I mean, there should not be any space here. Do not add. Even though you have big name, no problem, but no space allowed. Another is hello exclamation mark. See this exclamation mark, like surprise mark. So compiler also will get surprised with this mark. Okay, so that cannot be used as an identifier. Then cannot use operator plus. It looks start with letter O, no problem, but in between there is a plus. It assumes like concatenation operator, so that cannot be worked used as an identifier. And it start with digit. Digit starting a name with digit is not acceptable, right? It's just not a valid one. So a name should start with a letter, should be begin with letter, not digit, right? So that gives and also an error. So these are the when may I will give you the programs with these errors. You have to identify the errors, right? If you know this rules, then you can easily debug the program. You can easily check the program, right? So that's something here. And so let's see how to use these variables. Uh, how to use these variables with help of data types. Okay, combinations to build the program here. Okay, let's see. First one is declaration here. Okay, so how to use, how to declare, define. Declaration, nothing but definition of algorithm. Definition of algorithm. All variables must be declared before they can be used. Before you declare, before you use the program, in the program, these variables you must declare what type of variable it is, what type is, what type is, what data type, what is the name. Okay, so basic form of the declaration is now syntax. This is very important to write the program. What is a syntax? Syntax like a grammar. It's a grammar. How to use, how to write in the program. So your program is like this one. Syntax one here. You must write data type. What is a data type? It may be integer, double, float, char, long, boolean, and name of the variable. Name of the variable and semicolon, and put the semicolon. This is the syntax. Example, you see, int marks. Marks may be number, a fixed number. For example, you want to use double, no problem. This is an example here. Int marks. Marks is a variable name. Int is a integer. Means this marks is holding number, fixed number without point, without any point. Remember this one, because integer is without point. Double price. Price is a variable name which holding some price of the number which has in double type, means it has a point number like 2.5, 3.5, 100.5, like 0.5, 0.2, 0.0 also. So that is a double here. Character, any single word, any single, sorry, any single letter, digit, number. Okay, C is character. You can have big name, small name, no problem. Only single letter also is there, right? Like you can say character, you can say grade, no problem. Okay, so this grade holding one value of single digit, a number or letter or space, right? So that's one thing here. So this, see, this syntax is important. Follow this, everyone here. Data type, marks, variable name, double, data type, price. This syntax is important. You must memorize this syntax here. Okay, what is the syntax of variable declaration? This is a declaration. The next, after you declare, now you have more declaration. Now see here, you declare three things like here. So here, for example, I can say example here, one more, uh, float x. The next you write here float y, semicolon. Again you're declaring float z. So you're declaring three lines, same data type, same data type. If you're declaring three different variables with same, then you have, instead of writing this thing, you can use this in one line. If you have more than one variable of same type, we can declare more than one variable of same type as follows. How? This way. Data type, type means data type here. Data type, then identifier one or variable one, variable two, variable three, as much as you can. It depends on the program, right? So this one here, so this is simple declaration. You can see here x1 comma. Here comma is separator, means there is another. If you write comma, means there is another variable or identifier is expecting, then another comma, then at the end you have to use semicolon, means end of the line, end of the line. This is one instruction, one statement. There's also one statement, but this is a declaration, but this is a declaration. So that's your simple declaration. Now we'll see the last point is initialization. Initialization of a variable. Initialization of a variable. How do you initialize the variable? How do you give some initial value to the variable? Like see here, data type, variable name equal to, give the value, assignment operator. This is equal to some value, and then semicolon, right? So let's example, int marks equal to 74, means I have one marks with 74. This is fixed point. You cannot write 0.5 here, 6. Why? It gives error because here integer without points, so you cannot put point here, right? Now double, can give some price equal, same thing, same previous example here. I'm telling previous example here. See, same thing I'm using here. Okay, so here I'm using grade, right? So price consist point. If you don't put that point, automatical compiler will add point here. So here character grade equal to single character, single. This is the value. Now this is initialization. Name Pharaoh, string name Pharaoh's Muhammad within Tansis. Now this is a string. It's like it's also a data type. Okay, we'll see this more about this one. So this is initialization, means giving some initial value to the variable. What is the value here? So using equal signal, sign here, but actually it's a assignment operator here. Okay, can use space here. So follow this one. Data type, variable name equal to value. See this syntax formula. Data type, variable name equal to value. This is called initialization of a variable. Okay, so how we can initialize? So that's thing here. The last part is string. String is a sequence of zeros or more characters enclosed in double quotes. Enclosed in double quotes means it's a group of characters enclosed in double quotes. In Java, string is a class. It's derived data type, non-primitive data types, which has operations to manipulate on string. Okay, this is not necessary. Just say in Java, string is a class, enough. Okay, a string that contains no character called null. This is important here. Means if you don't have anything, okay, it consists a null or empty string. Like here, this is empty, fuzzy, there is nothing. Just write here like this. This is empty string. Okay, so that's an empty string. Null means nothing is there or empty. That's called only no character, without characters. So a string is a sequence of zero or more. Zero means null, or more characters. One character, two character string. String may be a number. I can say right here. It may be. It's also a string. It can be anything, but must be enclosed in double quotes. This is a string. It may be integer, character, string, anything. Okay, that's a character. Group of characters. Group of characters is also a string. No problem. So that's one thing, but must be enclosed in double quotes. That must be enclosed in double quotes. That's your major part of this chapter here. The remaining we can see later on, no problem. That's mostly your chapter end here. Okay, programming is right end. So guys,